to talk about something else which is happening in the world, which has global ramifications that is not being spoken about hardly at all in the mainstream media. In fact, I haven't seen one report about this at all anywhere. We are now in a new era. You've woken up this morning in a new era. You probably don't even realize it because there's been nothing said and no effects have yet taken place, although we've seen things happening which are related to the new era that we're in. What I'm talking about is the 50-year era of the petrodollar is over. Let me explain. On the 6th of June 1974, the United States and Saudi Arabia made a 50-year deal. And the deal was the United States would supply Saudi Arabia with security and build up their military, build up their infrastructure. And in return, the Saudis would only sell oil in dollars. So that was fine for the United States. But any other country around the world who wanted to buy oil from Saudi Arabia had to purchase it in dollars. So China or India or Kenya or Nigeria wanted to purchase oil from Saudi Arabia. They had to get dollars first and then buy the oil from Saudi Arabia in dollars. Now that arrangement came to an end on the 9th of June 2024. So at the time of me making this video, that's yesterday. So the petrodollar is over. What we've known all of our lives, the bulwark of what has shored up Western currencies, the United States economy, the dollar, has gone. And now Saudi Arabia has decided not to renew the agreement.
The BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, commonly known as the Central Bank for Central Banks, has been working closely with the BRICS bloc coalition, specifically China, to launch a new central bank digital currency CBDC platform. This platform is dubbed Project M-Bridge. And while it's been in the works for a while, this week there was a new release that caught my attention. Not only because the platform's viable, but because they accepted a 5th full-time member. That member is no one other than Saudi Arabia. Now, the reason why this is so important and so concerning to the US dollar is because Saudi Arabia is, of course, part of OPEC, the oil-producing countries. And Saudi Arabia, in particular, is key to the United States' dominance as having the global reserve currency. What I mean by that is, in 1972, when the United States dollar was delinked from gold, there was an agreement made in the following years that all oil would be priced in USD. Because of this agreement, there is always demand for US dollars because all oil is priced in US dollars. Now, some countries have moved away from this, such as Russia or Iran pricing in different currencies, but ultimately the effect of that has still been minimal. But should a country like Saudi Arabia start pricing their oil in a different currency, say the Chinese yuan, well, now we have a huge problem on our hands because the United States dollar will not be in as high of demand.
Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and mercy to the elect, the 144,000 men, and the 1/3 of you believers. I'm the brother Yeshaya from the Great Millstone West Palm Beach Church, and I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right, so as you just saw the clip that I put up, and it was titled June 9, 2024, Death of the Dollar, End of 50-Year OPEC Deal with Saudi Arabia. And that was put up by the Chariots of Israel, too. You can go ahead and subscribe to that brother. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the brother from up in New York. You know, I saw it and I was like, oh, man, I got to do a lesson on this. You know, so to water your help, Hashem Al-Shah for putting the spirit on that brother to go ahead and find this information out, because you know, as we all, you know, we prophesy and we see the things that are far off, but, you know, the Lord is showing us prophecy. Okay. And so when I saw this, I got excited, man, you know, and this is high level important news. And see, like, of course, the individuals, like you had the man and the woman on the camera. Of course, they can give, letting you know, informing you about what's going on, but they don't have the biblical awareness to be able to attach to it. And so that's what where we come in and show you now how this lines up with prophecy, right? And how this is going to be a terrible thing for the world ultimately, right? We know their ultimate plan is to bring in the MOTB, right? But however, this is so important, and I've been, every time I see like petrodollar information, I try to do lessons on it, because that's going to be a break in the world as we know it. Okay, so I'm gonna just give a rough thing based on what they said, just to make it in layman's terms. They broke it down pretty well as far as what the petrodollar represents. But see, the petrodollar is the how everyone purchases, how all these countries purchases and converts their money into they have to use the US dollar in order to purchase oil, right? So your oil, your gas, all of that comes from purchasing of using the petrodollar to purchase those things. And so they had a 50-year deal with Saudi Arabia. And if I'm not mistaken, Saudi Arabia is the second highest producing oil company in the oil country in the world. I believe Venezuela is number one. According to prophecy, they shall dip their foot in oil, Asher. And then it's Saudi Arabia. I haven't fact checked that in a while, but I believe that's correct. So basically, if they're pushing out all of this oil, and the American dollar, that's what's been saving America. I want y'all to understand that. The petrodollar is what's been saving America, because our biggest export, we don't have, it's not many things that people want from the United States. Yeah, people buy cars from over every now and then, but it's not on high levels, right? America's the one who's bringing imports in from other countries, because America is Babylon the Great, right? So our number one export, I believe, is the United States dollar. Okay, that's what's been keeping this place afloat. And so now that Saudi Arabia is not reinstituting this 50-year deal to keep the petrodollar, this could change life as we know it here in America. This could cause gas prices to go through the roof. And I'm talking through the roof, man. This could cause inflation in so many other different areas that it could truly get chaotic. Now, it's up to the Lord to decide how it's going to pan out, how long it's going to take. But all they need to do is make an official announcement that they are, because like the guy said, this hasn't even been in any mainstream news, and you would think it would. But, a lot of the news is to die down the truth, right? They don't really they want to keep you in that zombie mode. But all they have to do is make an announcement and say, hey, and they said, they already stated that they're accepting different forms of currency. Okay, so that people are talking about how cryptocurrency could go up, Bitcoin and stuff like that. But ultimately, if they make an announcement saying that they're going to use the Russian ruble, or the Chinese yuan, something like that, that'll change the status quo of America, man. But let me go ahead and read some scriptures real quick. This is Revelation. This is the first one that came to my mind. This is Revelation 6:6. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou not hurt the oil and the wine." Right? And we know that the oil and the wine is the truth, right? It's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But it says a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny. This is really going into, the hyperinflation, okay, things costing way more than they're supposed to cost. The level of prosperity that these people have is being taken away, okay, and it basically, when your prices aren't going up, that's the thing. We see prices, they are going up, but ultimately it's the dollar is losing its value. That's why everything is costing so much more. So now with the hit, like the petrodollar, all of these other little inflations have been like jabs. This is low-key a haymaker, man. If this turns out the way that it could, this could be a one-hitter quitter, and it could change the status quo of the American hegemony, the American rule. You know, that's what keeps them afloat. The money, man. Okay. So let me go ahead. Let me get this. This is Second Ezra 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days?" You know, the prophet Ezra was seeing the great destruction that was coming upon Babylon and coming upon the world, man. You know, but ultimately when you have in the mindset of a prophet, you want to be delivered. You don't you hoping. We call ourselves the hopeful elect. We're praying and hoping that we be saved. But he's seeing these great things that are about to start. That he saw these great, terrible things that are about to start happening in the earth. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Right? See, the beginning of famine and great death. So there's going to be a lack of food. We always talk about the lack of bread. Right? People mourning, people in complete sorrow, people dying left and right, enemies, friends attacking one another, people treating their neighbors as enemies. All of these things are coming, and the petrodollar could be a good kickoff to get this thing started, man. All right. It says the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Right. So it says the powers are going to stand in fear. The beginning of evils. This could get nasty. It really is. This could be the, you know how you have a stack of dominoes and they're all standing, right? And this could be that first domino. That's, you know, and it's really, this place has been falling already. You know, Babylon is falling ultimately. But this could be the one that pushes and to get everything have a quick effect after that. When you push them dominoes, I don't give a damn if you got 200 of them dominoes out there. That thing, they fall down quick. As soon as they gets touched, it's fall down because they're all in a row. And so that's how the Lord is about to start. These prophecies are about to start popping off, man. This is really big news, man. This is huge news, right? It says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment," right? So the Lord is going to bring famine and plague and tribulation, right? What's the most part that, besides eating and drinking, when people have huge issues, it's usually financial issues, okay? And the thing is, Americans are already living check to check, even less, right? So if we have hyperinflation and things going up in price, it's going to cause people to just act and commit crimes in order to get by, to do what they need to do, man. All right. It says, "But all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." Now this is the point, verse 21. "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." Right. So right now, that prosperity, everybody is happy here in America. Everybody, I was just saying at camp the other day, when C-19 happened, it's like people have forgotten about it. They were just wearing masks. They were just stabbing and jabbing. They were just losing and getting jobs. You know, they were just locked up in their homes, right? They were social distancing. Now these people are standing next to each other, breathing down. You go to the store, a dude standing right on your back now. You know, sometimes I'll be having to look at a cat like, "Hey, bro, back the fuck up." You know, because people getting real close again. Nobody's wearing masks anymore. So it's the same thing with their victuals. They think themselves in good case because everything just seemed to be going normally right now. But in the sudden, they're losing this they're losing that stability, man. Right? It says they think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So hey, even then, while you think that everything is good and dandy, it's about to fall right before your very eyes. And this is what the apostles and elders have been, you know, and the brothers on down have been preaching about for so long now, man. Warning the world of these terrible things that are about to come. And this petrodollar can really kick off a whole different world of cause and effect, of reactions to how this thing is going to play out. Now, you know, ultimately we know that Jacob's trouble has to come. And this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. This could be the start of it, you know. And also the MOTB. They're going to need eventually of chaos, you know, however the Lord plays it out. But they're going to need some type of economic currency that everybody can be on the same wavelength, which is the charagma mentioned in Revelation 13 and 16. right? The implant, okay? And that's ultimately their goal. That's the so-called elite's goal is to go ahead and try to put that in the world and have that control. They put themselves in the seat of the Most High. Okay, but they gonna get a lot of people, save the elect though, you know, but that's their goal, man. So this could be the start of it. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So a lot of people gonna die from famine. Now, these prices are about to start going crazy, and a lot of people gonna get put to death. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So a lot of people gonna get put to death. It's not gonna be no funeral soon, right? People just gonna be on the street. The city, it says, the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So people are about to lose their heads, man. You know, literally and figuratively. You know, it's about to be people out here not knowing what to do because of chaos, of famine, of people want to be harming and hurting each other just for a lack of, and that's what it says, the city shall be troubled. All right, I'm gonna get that one real quick. It talks about how the city shall be troubled because of great pride, right? Great pride, and that's what these people already have. Okay, so but we're about to see the downfall of a nation because these people really don't love each other, man. All right, I'm gonna just get to the point. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see that? So it says that because of their pride, the cities are going to be troubled. And America has been proud since they instituted having, for hundreds of years now. But ultimately, they got this deal with their money. They like, hey, we're going to keep making this money. But we see the debt ceiling climbing and climbing and climbing. The scriptures talk about they ladeth themselves with thick clay, man. They're in an increasingly amount of debt. And that petrodollar has been keeping them sustained. That's how they've been able to get past that. But if that gets taken out, that's sorry, excuse my German, but that's they bottom bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that's keeping them safe and secure and keeping their position in the world. But if that gets taken away, you know, you got a loss. You at a loss, and a loss that you can't recover from. All right. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So prices are going to rise. The dollar is going to devalue, right? The MOTB is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming, man. But Yahweh Shem Shah said he's going to preserve. He's going to keep those that believe, that understand his word, and that are watching these prophecies, because Americans are not going to tell you of these things. 2/3 of Israel are not going to tell you these things. Your mama and your pappy ain't going to tell you these things. Your church pastors ain't going to tell you these things. Even these guys that's on these platforms, they're not going to know what to do, right? But the Lord is the only one who can guide you and deliver you out of these terrible situations that are to come. So, hey, I truly pray that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I just wanted to get that out there. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and mercy to the elect. Until next time, Shalom.